And yes, hello and another warm welcome back to Game Changers, a tech service show whose aim is to bring up to speed on trending and emerging technologies that are adaptable in and out of our daily interactions. And adaptable, I mean, or rather that sets the pace for today's show, where we shall be looking into how best you can tap into renewable energy for a greener nation. And this with me in studio, I have Mr. Dhaval Radia, Senior Vice President, Greenlight Planet, and he shall be taking us through how best, or rather the products that they have that are helping shape or have a greener nation, because the products are affordable and relatable to Kenyans. Something they have created for the common man, for you and me, something that we use in our households, day in, day out, in classrooms, wherever. Okay, Mr. Dhaval Radia, welcome to our show today.
Thank you.
Okay, so maybe you can give us a scope or an opener on who Green Planet is.
Yeah, so Greenlight Planet is one of the world's leading and largest solar company in its sector today. We design, distribute, and finance solar products that are catered to serve the underserved consumers in various markets around the world. We started our journey about 10 years ago. In fact, we are completing 10 years this year. We've been in Kenya for 10 years now.
Wow.
And we started our journey basically with an honest intention to replace the kerosene lamps that that people use in rural markets to serve their basic energy needs. And we wanted to replace it with a solar solution, which is clean energy, which is healthier for women and children especially, and provides a lot more productive hours for people to work, even late at night. So that was our journey, started 10 years ago. If you fast forward it and look at it today, after 10 years, we have sold over 12 million products around the world. And Kenya is one of our largest markets today around the world, and we are serving a huge amount of social mission that we started just with a small solar lamp by putting a wide variety of products in front of the consumers today, ranging from a very small basic solar lantern that replaces a kerosene lamp to all the way up to solar TVs that not only provides lighting and energy needs but also provides entertainment.
So you've been in the country for over 10 years now. Why did you target Kenya?
Kenya has two major reasons. One, Kenya does have a very vibrant awareness towards solar energy, even within rural communities. There have been several industry participants who have tried different solar products here, and because of that there's a lot of awareness among consumers about the benefits of solar energy. So it's one of our it's conducive to do business here in that sense. Consumers understand what solar energy is, and that's what attracted us to Kenya.
Yeah, I definitely, because most people like Kenya. The climate is good.
Yes.
The prices are good. Anyway, okay, so besides Kenya, what other countries are you into?
Our products are available in over 40 countries now.
Wow, 40
around
countries.
The world. Yeah.
Wow.
But I'll tell you some of the larger markets that we have. In Africa, specifically within East Africa, we serve Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, Rwanda, and Ethiopia. Those are the 5 largest markets we have within East Africa. Now, if you look at West Africa, we are present in Nigeria, Togo, Benin, and several other West African countries, but these are the big ones where we are present. One of our largest markets outside of Africa is in India, because that also has a huge population of consumers that lack access to reliable and clean energy through traditional grid sector. So India is our largest market outside of Africa.
Okay, so let us go to the basics. What made you to decide we want to do solar? And also maybe let's look at how you came up with these products, or rather how do you come up with the products?
Most of our products basically come from our consumers' needs. We are constantly interacting with our consumers through our direct distribution channel to understand what their needs are. So when we started, let me take you back 10 years ago. When we started, we were just basically saying that consumers use a lot of kerosene lamps, and those are hazardous. And we want to replace that with clean energy. So we designed a very small lamp that we call Pico, Sun King Pico, that basically does nothing else but that. Then the consumer told us that we don't want just lighting, we want cell phone charging, because now everybody has a cell phone, but they don't have access to charging their cell phone because electricity is expensive and may or may not be there all the time. It's unreliable. So we put up a mobile charging facility within our lamps. Then the consumer told us that we want solar home systems, we want bigger systems. We don't want just a lamp, we want to light up our entire house. So we made solar home systems, which is one of our fastest and biggest selling products today in Kenya.
Wow.
And now recently our consumers are moving towards saying that we don't want just home systems, we want to watch TV. And we want to watch it reliably at the time when we want to watch it. We want it to be there for us.
Yeah, they want convenience.
Exactly. So we designed solar TVs. And that's the trend. So over the 10 years, from a small solar lamp, we have evolved to have a bouquet of products that serve from solar lamp to infotainment, such as solar TVs.
And with all that, how do you come up with the prices, or rather, what has made you stay in the market for that long? For example, if you sell the solar lamp to me at maybe 50 Kenya shillings, and I'm like, electricity, maybe my token is 10 shillings. What's the difference there? How have you been able to sustain yourselves?
So today we are one of the most affordable range of solar products in Kenya. And the way we have come up, we realized that the biggest issue, Kenyans understand the benefits of solar, but the biggest issue is the price. And how do we overcome that? The way we decided to overcome that is we said, well, let's match our energy expenses that the customer has to pay for solar to be same or similar to what they would have to spend if they used kerosene or any other source. And we divided the entire payments over a period of time instead of paying at once. So instead of paying everything up front, now the consumers can pay us a very small amount, starting from 15 Kenyan shillings a day, to own a solar lamp over a period of 9 to 12 months.
Wow.
And when you tell a customer that you have to pay 1,000 shillings today to buy a solar product, he'll be like, maybe not. I have to check with my family if I can buy it. But if you tell him all you have to do is pay 15 Kenyan shillings a day, then he's like, okay, I would pay that anyways for anything else that I would access. And hence we converted that market by giving them affordable solar plans. So we sell it on financing. We provide that financing over 9 to 12 months so that the consumer don't feel the impact of making large payments at once. And that way we've been able to serve a large part of the consumers that were on the fence waiting for solar to become affordable so that they can get benefit out of it.
A very good way of winning people into the market. So maybe we can look at the challenges. What challenges have you faced and how have you been able to tackle them?
The first challenge we have faced is having consumer trust us, that we are not here to just make a quick buck and run away from the country. We are here invested in long-term future of brightening and lighting up the lives of Kenyans. So we spend a lot of time and investments in establishing our flagship brand called Sun King, under which all of our products are sold today in the market. So establishing that brand, establishing the presence of Sun King products, and making Sun King a household name in Kenya was one of the largest challenges we had initially. And over 10 years, I think we have done a decent job at overcoming that challenge now. I think Sun King has become a significantly household name now, and I can say that fairly confidently. The other challenge that we have had, which we are still continuing to overcome, is reaching these consumers, because these consumers don't stay in cities with best infrastructure. They stay in large, far out areas where infrastructure is sparse. So last mile delivery of these lamps and reaching these consumers and serving them properly is setting up that entire infrastructure has been an effort on our end. We're still working on it, but today we have a network of 6,000 agents that go door to door and sell our products who live within these communities. and serve these people and serve their neighbors and their own communities. And that way we have been able to overcome the challenge of serving these consumers and giving the last mile delivery to them. Because once you have a customer, he doesn't just want the lamp. Once he wants the lamp, he will need service. If something goes wrong, he wants someone staying close by to come and attend to it.
Someone they can call and reach out to.
And someone they trust. So that's why we have hired. So we don't only provide, in the process of setting up this green lighting solution business, we've not only provided clean energy, but we provide employment opportunities to all of these people who stay in this community and work for us in promoting our mission of eliminating darkness and providing energy access in a reliable way to their own communities.
And being in all these countries, dominating Africa, India now, definitely because you're from India. So how do you feel the governments in these various countries can come in and help you guys?
I think government plays a very critical role in our journey towards providing reliable energy. I would very much say that Kenya is one of the places where we have had the best experience of working with the government because the policies are reasonably conducive. I think the one most important way any government could support private organizations like us is by providing ease of doing business, making it easy for us to do business in the country. And I think in Kenya, our experience has been tremendously positive so far. I think government has done a very good job at establishing the infrastructure for private players who are socially driven like us in a way that we can reasonably do business in a sustainable way. The other things that the governments can do, and I do hope we continue to see that, is by making sure that we have the infrastructure around taxes and duties very well understood and is affordable for the consumers we serve. Because the consumers we serve are underserved rural consumers. So whatever they can do in making the entire infrastructure work for companies like us, right from taxes and duties to regulations to providing employment opportunities and other benefits, they take care of that. I think as far as Kenya is concerned, we've seen one of the best infrastructures the support from the government in Africa.
And you are truly a game changer in what you are doing, providing solutions. And these are solutions that they leave our environment clean. So for someone who is an innovator, someone who is interested in starting up this kind of a business, kindly advise them on how best they can go about it, looking at the available markets that are there.
I think the first thing you should look at is what problem are you solving in the market? Who is your customer? And what problem are you solving for that customer? If you know the problem that you're solving for the customer, then you know what your product is, right? And once you know what your product is, you can easily put a business around it that makes sense. So I think the first thing I would advise anybody who is planning to start a business or be a game changer in their own ways is to understand what problem are you serving in the markets that you want to be in. And if you know the problem, you know the solution. And if you know the solution, you can put a business model around it.
And go for it. All right, so as we wrap up all of these, maybe you can give us a green light on where do we see Greenlight Planet in the next maybe like 5 years? 5 years, excuse me. Yes.
I think the future is very bright, both for Greenlight and for the consumers we serve. We see ourselves expanding in two different ways. One is you will see a lot more products coming out of our company that will serve different needs of those consumers in and around solar, such as larger systems, for example. But that can power, TVs, refrigerators, laptop, the growing and evolving demands of our consumers. So that's one. You'll see larger, bigger, better products, more power efficient products. And the second is that while we are doing this, we are giving out financing to consumers. We are not only giving them access to energy, we are building a lot of consumer credit history in the same process. These are the customers who may or may not even have a bank account.
Yeah.
And because we are building credit history, we are building a culture of how to take loans and how to repay them on time for these consumers, and educating them on financial inclusion and literacy.
Yeah.
So we are creating a customer base that are unbanked today, but they can be banked tomorrow, and then they have better access to loans from commercial loans from banks and other places, and get better products that can support their income generation and livelihood.
Yeah. So your camera is that. Maybe you can tell people how they can reach you and where you are located.
You can reach us in multiple ways. We serve you can find a Sun King store in your area. You can reach us through any of our partners that also sell Sun King products. You can reach us by writing to us through any of our social media handles on Facebook, LinkedIn, or Instagram, or you can send us an email at sales@greenlightplanet.com and give us your query, and we'll attend to you as soon as we can.
Super. There you have it. Greenlight Planet on all social media platforms. That's where you can find them. And now we'd like to say thank you to the GameChangers team that made this live broadcast a reality, and to each and everyone that is always making, or rather contributing, to the GameChangers. We say thank you very much. So from me, Tabitha Muthoni, enjoy the rest of your viewing.